Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to NIEVS Home School. I am Rahela Ferdousee, Assistant Teacher English, day shift. Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. Hope that all of you are fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. Now, today we are going to have a class of class 7. Our today's subject is agricultural studies, and our today's topic is chapter 2. We will discuss lesson 1, 2, 3. And after the class, you will do SW. You will make 5 MCQ. This is SW number 6. Now, come to our today's topic. Today, we are going to start a new chapter. This is agricultural technology. Agricultural technology. This is chapter 2. After this chapter, we will come to know that which technologies we are using nowadays to improve our agricultural advancement, and there we will also know that we can explain the field techniques being employed in agriculture. We can analyze the use of technology in the reproduction and multiplication of plants and animals. Now, come to our today's lesson. We live in an era of technology. We are using modern technologies in every walk of our lives. Agriculture is based on science and technology. Many techniques have been developed to make agricultural practices easy. The farmers are using these techniques as appropriate in this crop field as well as in the multiplication of plants and animals. Technology is also needed in managing poultry, dairy, and fish farming. Innovation and development of sustainable agricultural techniques are increasing with continuous research. That means with the advancement of the technology, the farming technology is also day by day being in advancement. Okay, now lesson 1. Field techniques used in agriculture. First, field techniques used in agriculture. Lesson 1. Use of irrigation and enhancing its effectivity. First, we will know what is the need for irrigation. Why do we need for irrigation? We know that without irrigation, growing of crops is not possible. If there is shortage of water, the source of water is either underground or above ground. Technology is needed to draw it. Wastage of irrigation water costs farmers extra labor and money. Therefore, care must be taken so that irrigation water is not wasted. By checking the water loss in any form, effectiveness of irrigation may be maximized. Water loss may be caused by evaporation, trickling down of irrigated water, and leaking. Now, how the water loss happens, we will know in detail. Evaporation. Irrigated water from the crop fields get evaporated in the same way as the water of pond, lake, canal, and other reservoir is being evaporated because of radiation and heat from the sun. It is very difficult to check or stop this process. However, just adequate irrigation at proper time should be the strategy. So, what is the strategy? Adequate irrigation at proper time should be the strategy. Number 2, trickling down of irrigation water. Irrigation water passes through the air pockets of porous soil and trickle down through the soil layer. It is called trickling down of irrigation water. Such loss occurs if there is no impervious layer of soil which can stop trickling down of water. Creation of a hard layer under the surface soil of crop, field, or irrigation channel may minimize such loss. Then leaking of water. This is almost similar to the trickling down process. However, the difference is that through trickling down, water goes downward deep into the soil of the same land, while through leakage, water passes to another plot or land where irrigation is not intended. Sometimes rats create holes in the alleys of the crop field through which water may pass, and reach the neighboring plot. Therefore, the alleys between plots must be checked regularly and should be maintained. Now we will know the importance of increasing the effectiveness of irrigation. Sufficient and timely irrigation in a crop field maximizes the utility of irrigation. Some techniques for increasing the benefit of irrigation are listed below. Number 1. Supply of required amount of water. Number 2. Irrigation at a proper time. Number 3. Strong alleys are to be raised around the crop field. Number 4. Irrigate in the morning or in the evening. Number 5. If the plants are planted in lines, furrow between should be applied. Number 6. Texture of the soil of the crop field should be taken into account as well, while estimating the need for the water to be supplied. Before supplying water through the channel itself should be checked and secured, or permanent irrigation channel should be made. Right method of irrigation should be practiced. Slope of the irrigation channel should be given towards the crop field. Rat should be controlled. Sufficient organic matter should be added to soil of the crop field. So all these are the points for the increasing the effectiveness of irrigation. Now we will know about the large irrigation project in Bangladesh. For better irrigation of farmlands, the government has undertaken some large irrigation projects. Most of these irrigation projects are controlled and managed by the Water Development Board of Bangladesh. So who controlled and managed this project? The Water Development Board of Bangladesh. So underline. Then, in such project areas, the farmers can grow crops like aoush, almond and boro rice, jute, wheat, potatoes, vegetables and fruits round the year. They could go for crop diversification as well. The names of some of these irrigation projects are listed below. Number 1. The Gangas Kapotakko Irrigation Project, that is in short called GK Project. Borishal Irrigation Project, that is in short BIP Project. Bhola Irrigation Project. Number 4. Thapurgaon Deep Tube Well Project. Number 5. Chatpur Irrigation Project or CIP. Number 6. Mohuri Irrigation Project or MIP. Number 7. Pabna Irrigation and Rural Development Project PIRDP. Meghna Dhanagoda Irrigation Project, Kornofuli Irrigation Project or KIP. So my dear students, you have to know all the names of the irrigation projects and you have to know their short forms also. These are very important for your multiple choice question answer. Okay. Now we will come to lesson number 2, irrigation methods. Here we can know about the irrigation methods. Crop fields can be irrigated in different ways. Choice of irrigation method depends on the type of land, nature of soil, source of water, kind of crop cultivated, etc. So choice of irrigation method depends on what? There depends on the type of land, nature of soil, source of water and kind of crop cultivated. Some methods of irrigation are mentioned below. Number 1, flood irrigation. 2, furrow irrigation. 3, border irrigation. 4, circular irrigation. And 5, sprinkler irrigation. So you have to know these 5 names. These 5 names are very important to know. Now we will know in description. Flood irrigation. This type of irrigation is suitable for flat land with the water drawn from nearby ponds, canals and other water reservoirs and then flown through a channel to the crop field. To avoid leaking of water to the neighboring fields, strong alleys are raised around the crop field. This method is suitable for the following reasons. Okay, so to avoid leaking of water to the neighboring fields, strong alleys are raised around the crop field. In which system? In flood irrigation system. Okay, now we have to know the method. Why these methods are suitable. Number 1, A large area of crop field can be irrigated in a short time by the flood irrigation. Number 2. Channels and furrows are not needed within a crop field. Number 3. Flood irrigation is effective for plain land. Number 4. Requires less labor and time. Number 5. In the fields where crops are grown in broadcast method, this irrigation is effective. In case of crop fields having a slope, water must be retained by establishing strong and sufficiently high alleys. Okay, then come furrow irrigation. This is very suitable for crops being raised in lines. So which one is very suitable? The furrow irrigation is very suitable for crops being raised in lines. Furrows are dug in between and the plant's lines towards the slope of the plot. Then water is allowed to flow along these furrows, usually one after the other. Can you see in the picture that these are the lines of the seeds or the plants, and in between of them there is some little holes, that is the furrows. These are the furrows from where the water are going here. These are the furrows. Depth and length of these furrows depend on the length and the topography of the plot. So on which it depends? Depth and length of these furrows depend on the length and of the topography of the plot. Where the plot is flat, the length of the furrows will be longer. So underline, we have to underline this and we have to memorize this. And where the plot is sloped, the length of the furrows will be shorter. Where the plot is sloped, the length of the furrows will be shorter. In this method, number 1, delivery of water can be regulated easily and there is no possibility of water logging. Number 2, the whole crop field can be systematically irrigated. This is number 2. Number 3, water loss can be minimized. Number 4, erosion of soil is also minimized. Number 5, same amount of water can be distributed to a larger area compared to flood irrigation. Now we will know about number 3, border irrigation. In this method, the crop field is divided into small blocks taking into consideration the topography of the crop field. So the land will be divided or the field will be divided like these small blocks. See, these are the blocks. Okay. Water is supplied to the blocks from the main channel. Water is supplied to the blocks from the main channel, from this entrance of the water. Each block is connected with a main irrigation channel which is usually situated on a higher ground. Water is allowed to flow to one block after another. In this system, an arrangement is created to drain out excess water through another outlet along the slope. In this method, water management is easy. Number 2, less wastage of water occurs. Number 3, less soil erosion is caused. Now we will know circular irrigation. In this method, water is not supplied to the whole field. Only the soil around a tree is irrigated. This method is suitable for fruit orchard and social forest. Here, a main water channel is dug in the middle of 2 tree lines. So this is the lines. This is the main circle of the water. This is the main source of water. Then a circular furrow is dug, keeping the foot of the tree at the center. There, see, in at the top of all the trees there is the circle. Understand? This circle is connected with the main water channel, and this circle is connected with the main water channel. From this channel, all the circles are connected here. In this method, number 1, wastage of water is minimum. Number 2, management of water is very easy. Now we will know sprinkler irrigation. Number 5, sprinkling water similar to rainfall on the plants is done in this method of irrigation. This method is suitable for watering seedbeds, potted plants, grass lawns, ornamental plants and leafy vegetables. The method of watering the seed beds or plants by using watering cans in our country belongs to sprinkler irrigation. So see, this is the picture of sprinkler irrigation. It's like the rainwater. The farmer is here using a pot or a can to give the water to the plants. This is called sprinkler irrigation. So here in lesson 2 we came to know about the irrigation methods. There are 5 methods. Okay. Now in lesson 3 we will have a concept and purpose of drainage. Adequate amount of irrigation is good for the growing crops, but excess water is harmful. Removal or withdrawal of excess water from the crop field is done through a drainage system. Stagnant water in the rice field may be beneficial for rice cultivation, but for most of the other crops it may be even fatal. So stagnant water is beneficial for rice, but not for other plants or crops. For example, papayas cannot tolerate excess of water. So we can underline, papayas cannot tolerate excess of water. Seeds cannot be sown until excess of water is drained out from the field or seed bed. When the soil is oversaturated with water in a field, one cannot transplant vegetable or flower seedlings or fruit tree or social forest tree plantlets. Therefore, water must be drained out when it is in excess. Draining out water from the crop field after a heavy rainfall is necessary. Drawbacks of excess water. Number 1. In the water saturated soil, aeration is minimum. Air movement is hampered at the root zone area of soil. As a result, it is due to lack of water root. For example, the growth of root is hampered. Number 2. Because of water is stagnant for long, the closed parts of soil become filled with water. As a result, the area becomes oxygenless and the roots of crops get rotten, causing the death of the trees. Number 3. Multiplication and colonization of beneficial microorganisms are seriously hampered. Number 4. Availability of plant nutrients is reduced. Now, need for drainage. That means why do we need drainage system? Number 1. Increase aeration in soil. Number 2. Activate root functions. Number 3. Increase activities of beneficial soil microbes. Number 4. Balance soil temperature. 5. Restore perfect soil condition for sowing and transplanting. Now, this is a picture of water drainage by furrow method. Okay, the extra water is getting out by this drainage system. Now, drainage techniques. Number 1. Digging temporary drainage channel. 2. Pumping out of excess water from the field. 3. Establishing a permanent drainage system. 4. Using irrigation channel for drainage as well. Number 5. Blocking or diverting the water supply channel. Okay, my dear students, for today we have up to this, and I hope that all of you will read the lessons carefully at home again and again, and you will make 5 MCQ from these 3 lessons. Your SW number is 6 and you will make 5 MCQ from this lesson 1, 2 and 3. Okay, Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.